Hey, welcome to another episode of the Blackout Tips Podcast. I'm your host, Rod, joined as always by my co-host,
Karen.
And we are live on a Tuesday, ready to do some podcasting. Find us everywhere you get podcasts. Search the Black Guy Who Tips. Our podcast will come up. Leave 5-star reviews and breaking news.
Oh, shit.
They now have Apple Podcasts on the web. You can go to podcast.apple.com. You can access your library and top charts. You can buy premium podcast subscriptions on their website as well. It syncs with your Apple account, though you can browse without signing up. But this means everyone who's like, I don't got an iPhone. Everybody who's like,
I can't leave your no 5-star review. You ain't got no excuses now. Right. You go straight to the website. You ain't even got to put the app on your phone.
Yeah, so it's no
excuses. I expect us to have 5-star reviews going forward. There's too many of y'all out there.
We haven't gotten a new 5-star review since the 1st of August. It's been 19 days.
Oh,
guys.
No.
That's a long time for us.
Child, this is a streak I want to stop.
Yeah, so if you've been making excuses, if you're like, I don't even want to go on my phone and do all that typing. I'm worried about the autocorrect. I can't autocorrect. I'm worried about you don't have to be worried about that anymore.
No more excuses, child. If you walk up on me talking about I'm your fave and we love you, we do the live show and stuff like that, child, I'm going to be like that little white woman. I'm like, stop it right now. This is stupid. This is absolutely ridiculous. Get out of here. If you ain't left me no 5-star review, that is gonna be my attitude.
Right.
Leave me a 5-star review anywhere in the world. It don't have to be in the United States. We have people from all over the world. If you got a little flag down there, and I think Apple is just about everywhere. They got a little flag. Pick your country and leave us a 5-star review.
Yeah, leave us a 5-star review or leave us alone. Okay, it's the only options. I don't want no
more excuses.
I'm tired of the excuses.
Update it. You know you left one 25 years ago. Update it.
Yeah, it's time. All right. We got things to get into. Everybody's enjoying the new banter bop, the new segment. Music.
Yes, it is. It is a bop.
It's by Issa Balu, which is ESABALU, because people keep asking me like who made it and stuff, and normally I wait for the feedback show to respond to y'all's comments, but obviously I would like y'all to be able to enjoy this artist as well. So it's ESABALU. She does have a Spotify page and everything like that. So make sure y'all go out and support. And without further delay, let's get into the banner segment. Do you have any banter? Talk to me. Do you have any banter? Talk to me. Do you have any banter? Do you have any banter?
I do.
Talk to me. Banter. Talk to me. Do you have any banter?
I do. Yeah, because when you was asking me about banter, I was like, no, I don't have any banter, but I do have a suggestion. I don't know, like a book suggestion, audio book, but I don't know if that would be banter or not.
Go ahead.
Okay. I do Audible. I love Audible. For a lot of the books that Roger read, I just do them through Audible because it's like a podcast to me. A lot of times, depending on the situation, it's more convenient. And what I realized about Audible, particularly when it comes to the reading of the books, sometimes I would like play a sample of it sometimes because the voice matters a lot of times in the Audibles, and sometimes they have some that are good quality, sometimes they have some of bad quality. And so I was realizing, I was like, hey, I need some more black books, because I do like some black celebrities and like celebrities in general, but I was like, I want books like based off of black people. And I found one that's like sci-fi. It's called Legend Born, and it's by Tracy Deonn, 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 if I'm pronouncing that right. And when I first heard the sample, the voice was so black. Just the way the lady was reading and just the descriptions of the words. Like I said, I just recently started, but it basically starts off with this young lady, her mother dies, and she's describing being in a situation where white people are telling her about her mother passing. And so she's describing like being in a haze, and she's describing looking at the officer and just describing just her thought process. And so I was like, I'm gonna really, really enjoy this book a lot, because it's like from a very, very black perspective. Just the way she was they were describing an officer, describing their mom. I was like, I'm gonna have a good time reading this. So that's like a audiobook suggestion for those of you like me who like to prefer sometimes your books in audio form. A lot of times, a lot of comedians and artists, I like to listen to their books in their words, because sometimes it's a little different than, because sometimes you get them and somebody else reads them, and that's okay. But certain people, I want to hear them speaking it, because it's something about the cadence and their words, and it just grabs me and pull me in. And I do a lot of comic books like that. A lot of comic books now are almost in audio forms, and like the really, really good ones, like a lot of the Marvel and DC ones, they're actually really good, where they have like sound effects and things like that in the background, where it's almost like an audio play, almost, versus like just a regular comic book. And so I really, really enjoy it. So it like enhances it. You can hear like music and like footsteps and all that stuff, kind of like we did with Dexter. And so I really, really enjoy that. So shout out to Audible for giving me like an opportunity, because I know you pay for it and I'm the only one that uses it, but I really, really love Audible.
Oh yeah, for sure. Nah, that sounds cool. And there's a lot of people that read audio books, listen to audiobooks, that I'm sure will enjoy those suggestions. I know you normally get celebrities telling their life story or whatever, as opposed to like, narrative books and stuff. So yeah, that's cool. All right, for my banter, I just have some random stuff I wanted to bring up, I guess. I was watching the news, and in the morning, sometimes I watch the news. Wait, did I say official weapon is?
Folding chair?
The unofficial sport?
Bullet ball.
And bullet ball extreme. And I'm hearing a slight echo for some reason.
Me too. Hold on.
Is your computer?
Let me turn that down. How about now? You hear it now?
I don't hear it anymore.
Okay.
All right. So
it's wild, because normally I don't get it unless we doing like Zoom, so.
It's okay. It's all right. I know. We've only done 3,000 episodes. Anyway, the show. I was watching the news, and I'm sure everybody else does this, that watches their local news, especially if you're in a city that has multiple local news channels that cover just your city.
Yeah, we got like 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah, so I'm watching it, and it's like, the Charlotte news, and then like they get ready to go to commercial, and then I change it to another news station, but then that one's on commercial, and another news station, that one's on commercial. And I'm just wondering, when did they decide everybody was going to have like a mutually assured destruction situation where all the news channels always go to news at the same time, down to like about within 5 to 10 seconds of each other?
They do.
And I'm sure there at some point, that couldn't have always been the case. At some point, somebody must have been like, when they go to commercial, we'll do our news, and then that way we'll get people to come to our channel. But instead, everyone has commercials, so I just end up staying with the news that I was watching, hoping that they come back from commercial soon. So I don't know. It just, something made me think about that, because I was like, what? I bet there was beef behind the scenes. Like, yo, those channel 9 motherfuckers, man, keep going to commercial at 8:12. They know you're supposed to go to commercial at 8:10.
Yes, they probably feel out big time about that. How they going 3 minutes longer?
They giving these motherfuckers traffic. I'm tired of this shit.
Right.
I went to the DMV to get my license renewed. I couldn't do the online renewal like I did before. They require you to come in after a certain amount of time. So I had to go get my license renewed, and now is the time where they are making everybody get real ID. It doesn't sound like you have a choice. I don't know if you do have a choice, but they didn't make it seem like I had a choice when I got there. But to be honest, I'd rather get it, so I wanted to get it. I did, like, I had only signed up for my appointment online as a renewal. And then when I got there, it was like, do you have Real ID? I said, no. They was like, okay, well, you got to get it or whatever. I was like, cool.
Oh, okay. Guess it's going to be like a law at a certain period of time, so they probably just forcing people to get it.
I mean, I have a passport. Technically, I should be able to hop on a plane and go within the United States, even with just my passport.
Right.
But that is a luxury. Not everyone has a passport.
Right.
And, your passport can expire at a time where your license is not expired. So I understand. I just think the Real ID thing seems like a big money grab or something.
It is, and they've delayed that shit forever till they was like, well, I guess we're gonna do it.
Yeah, and I think it all started because it was supposed to be George Bush 9/11 shit, and I'm like, I don't feel like this is stopping us from terrorism any more than taking off our shoes.
Right.
Matter of fact, taking off our shoes might be doing better than this.
Yes, sir.
Anyway, I gotta say, if you can get an appointment, that is the best way to go to DMV. It was not anything like I always am a person that expects shit to go wrong. I never expect people to do what they say. Online is like, you can skip the line, come on in. I'm like, I'm gonna get there, and they're gonna be like, actually, it's another line or whatever.
That's what normally does happen, though.
It's go to the back of the line or whatever. And so I get there. I have my appointment first thing in the morning at 7 a.m. Now, technically, they say they don't open till like 9, I believe, is what's or something like that. Wow. But they really open at 7.
Okay, they push the time back. I think it used to be 8.
Yeah, well, they open at 7. And when I say I pulled up in the parking lot at like 6:55, and there was a line, like it's in a strip mall. There was a line probably a good 5 to 6 doors down from where the DMV is, with people just standing outside waiting at 7 a.m. And
which means they were there before you pulled up, sir.
Yeah, and I just ignored my inner anxiety and shit and said, I'm gonna walk right to the door, because that's what the fuck they said. They said skip the line. And so I get there. Of course, they running a little late. DMV make us be on time, but they didn't open up the door to like 7:05. The woman opens up the door and she goes, appointments only, and like 20 people got in line and went in. And so like I'm like, okay. And she goes, she sarcastically was like, so I guess this a lot of appointments at 7 a.m. or whatever. So it sounded like not everybody was there.
Yeah, and she
was supposed to be there.
Yeah, she probably was like, I know I have X amount. 20 people. All these people ain't supposed to be in here.
Now,
right?
what turns out is that there were some people who apparently on Saturday at the DMV, they do driver's tests where you get in the car and drive. They ran out of time for some people, and so they told them come back first thing Monday morning.
Okay.
So some people were in line, but they didn't have appointments, but they also weren't going to get kicked out and go to the back of the line.
Okay,
so
right.
They were told to just wait at the wall for the driver test people to get there. And for the rest of us, you show up, you have an appointment number, you give her the number, they tell you to take a seat, somebody comes and gets you. I was in and out of that thing in 25 minutes.
That's good. That's quick.
It was, there was no new test to take or anything. They basically just ask you, the basic questions like, you got any health abilities that keep you from driving? You got your glasses, you got to look through this thing, tell us the top row of letters. Then it's like, you can get your Real ID thing, verify your address, blah blah blah, and I was in and out of there. They weren't too friendly, but I like that. I don't like the chit chat and jibber jabber whenever it's like a situation like that. I like it when the people are all business. They have like kiosks where you can do like Apple Pay, you can do credit card debit. There's no cash only thing. I think that only was a thing for a while, and I think that some of that had to do with like license plate office shit. I don't think it was
with your tax tag and title. Yeah, some of them is like cash only. You're like, bitch.
I'm not sure exactly how that is, because I don't think it's purely like a cash only thing. I don't remember what that was for. I remember that being an option for certain things.
Okay.
Whereas like you can do a check, you can do cash or something like that, because they couldn't run cards back in the day. But now everybody got the cards, so
right.
they run cards. But yeah, I highly recommend it. Now you have to make the appointment. Like, you basically have to wake up and refresh the DMV website at like whatever time of the morning to like get an appointment, because if you go in the afternoon on their website, it'll be like all appointments are booked out for this location, and it's like, fuck, I guess I can't go. But then you go back and refresh it the next morning, it's like, oh, here's some appointments. But it's gotta be like first thing in the morning.
Yeah,
for some
because people
reason.
cancel all types of shit.
I don't think it's a cancel thing. I think they just only open up certain amount of appointments. Like, so like right now, maybe they have it up to 90 days from now, blah, blah, blah. But tomorrow there'll be 91 days or whatever. So a new day will unlock every day. Anyway, so highly recommend it. It was exactly, and I think it's important to say this kind of shit, because whenever there's something like a government thing, a doctor thing, a hospital thing, and it don't go right, everyone bitches and complains all day long, and they tell you why everything's fucked up in the worst. But in this case, it did go right, and I would have shitted on them if it didn't. And so, much like a library or something, like, this is where our government money goes. And
yes, it does.
And I guess during the pandemic, they've actually narrowed it down to make it an easier, streamlined process if you know what you're doing. And I did over prepare. I went and looked up all the questions, all the what paperwork do I need, all that type of stuff. I knew I just needed to bring my passport in order to get a real ID, and so I did it. So it was fine.
Okay, good. Yeah, I really do think that the pandemic, for good, bad, or indifferent, caused shit like that to just streamline. They was like, we have to make this quicker. We got to make this faster. We need to make it with the least amount of interaction for the safety of, even today, because COVID ain't going nowhere, for the safety of y'all working here and the safety of the of people going in and out.
Yeah, you need to cut out some of the bullshit anyway. Like, I like, that's one thing about the pandemic that I think is pretty dope, is that there are some things where it's like everyone thought this was bullshit. Certain dress codes at jobs, certain like coming into work when you could do it remote,
right?
Just company get together meetings and functions that don't necessarily need to happen. And when people had to start thinking like, this could be a life or death, get sick situation, do I need to do this? Nah, so we do it whatever way. And the DMV changed their thing to where like it's appointments in the morning and then walk-ins in the afternoon, and that's just so much easier and so much better than the way it was before. So anyway, other things in my banter. Why does my wife lie to me? I don't know, guys. But she tells a lot of constant little lies, and I don't know if she thinks she's being nice or what, but they're weird constant lies for no reason. That, like, it just makes me feel like a bad person, that I'm the kind of person that needs to be lied to as opposed to a person you can be honest with.
It's not
for
that.
example, I'll say, hey, what time you getting off? And then she starts trying to, instead of just telling me the truth or whatever,
which is, I don't know.
Well, instead of saying that, she starts trying to guess why I'm asking. Like, oh, so you want to do the show or whatever? And I'm like, what? I just want to know what time you gonna get off. I'm not rushing you to get off. I'm not telling you to get off early. I'm not telling you to get off late. It's really whenever the fuck you want to, then I'll adjust accordingly. But instead, she just kind of gives me these non-answers that really put me in a position where I'm like, okay, well, I guess I just have to go do whatever I want to do, and then I come in here and it's like she's supposed to get off at 4, and she doesn't say she's gonna work late, so then I come in at 4:30, and I'm like. And she's like, oh, cool, I was just about to get off. And I'm like, but you weren't. Because if I came in here at 5, you would have still been working at 5. If I came in here at 6, it would have been 6. So now I made you get off work when you could have just told me I'm going to work till 6. But
that's the thing. I don't know. So, okay, so I'll just tell you the truth. I don't know.
Okay. Well, I don't know is still an answer that's at least honest.
Okay, thank you.
As opposed to just, I'll be off in a little bit. I'll be off now. I'm off. Just, coincidentally, every time
Okay, we can do that then.
Okay.
My bad. Because mentally it's stressful because I'm like, I don't know.
Why is it stressful? Nothing's gonna happen to you.
I know.
I've never been upset about what time you got off.
You have not.
What kind of person you trying to make me into? You act like I'm Ike Turner around here.
You not. It be my own. It might be talking in my own brain.
Okay.
That's what that be. My bad.
It's all right. All right. Fall is almost here. And today was the first day that felt like fall, the beginning of fall. In a long time. It's been fucking 99, 100, 99,
yes,
100,
it's
90.
been
And as the
blazing.
person that goes out walking every day, I gotta say that shit sucks. I know there are people that are like, I love the summer. I loved it when it's so fucking hot.
Spring.
Hey man, I believe y'all, but I don't. You know, and I hate when they try to shit on the people that don't love the hot ass summer and shit. It's in this global warming ass climate. Like
Right.
it used to be a time where at least you'd be like, I love the summer. It's like, okay, I like a nice 85 degrees. I love the summer. It's like 103 degrees now. Like, at what point are y'all gonna admit you don't love it that much? Like, no one should love anything that much. That's just abuse at that point. Where it's
Ain't it
like
though?
you love the summer. It's like the summer beat me because it loved me. Like, nah, this is crazy.
Yeah, and I don't think it happened this year, but periodically we hear about some random white person dying because they decided to go jogging at noon, or either they gotta take their dog to the vet because they forget the dog paws hitting that hot concrete is like your feet walking on the concrete. They fucking the dogs up and shit because they got to walk outside.
I'm sure that still does happen. It's probably just not even news anymore because that's how hot it is all the fucking time.
That's true.
It's fucking crazy, man. It's like it's crazy. Like, honestly, it got up to a little over 80 today, but when I went walking, it was like 74 degrees, and it was so perfect. And my knee had been hurting for a little while, but it's been feeling better the last couple of days. And I actually I don't know why it is with this type of weather, but I actually did my longest walk I've ever done.
Shit, breaking personal records.
I did my longest walk I ever done for the longest amount of time that I've ever done. I was listening to my music. I was singing along out loud. I was waving to everybody.
Shit, not out loud.
I was having a good time out there. You know, and it was like, man, this fall weather is just so fucking great. I hate the whole like getting dark early thing because I don't like when it's like, you know, but that's more of a winter thing if I'm being honest. Fall is still pretty chill with like the sun going down. Like, cause let's be honest, sun going down at like 7, that's about right.
That's fine.
Like 7, I'm good. I did what I needed to do for the day. Sun going down at 9, 8, it's kind of stretching it. But it wouldn't be so bad if it goes down. Like in the fall, the sun could go down at 7:30, but it still be like a crisp 70 degrees. That's perfect. That's fucking awesome. But so I enjoyed it so much. And it's crazy because the temperature's gonna go back up because we're not done with summer just yet. And when this motherfucking, it's crazy how like that slight variation in degrees
Make a big
74
difference.
degrees, I'm walking on sunshine. 84 degrees,
Ooh, it's
it's
like
a little hot. 90 degrees, nigga, I am out here like way in the water.
I'm not trying to be funny. Sometimes you walk outside, and we live down south, so when that humidity smacks you in the face, you be like, God damn, no, I don't want to be a slave. Fuck that bullshit.
Yeah, it was so nice out, and I really enjoyed it. I was getting my most basic bitch pumpkin spice life together out there. I listened to, it's funny. I not shitted on, but there was this this woman, this white lady, Chappelle. I think it's Chapel Roan.
Who?
Yeah, that's what I said. She had said something on Twitter. She had been interviewed and talked about how she was turning down movie roles and how she wants to be a musician, not an actress, and she doesn't understand all this pressure to try to throw these like pop stars in the movies and shit when that's not really what they supposed to do. And I said, who? Like, try to be funny like Karen, like dismissing her or whatever. And people was like, she's a big time pop star, blah, blah. I was like, all right, cool, whatever. Yeah, so I listened to her album today on my walk. It was amazing. It was like the pumpkin spice whiteness was just flowing. It got me all the way.
I got you in a good mood.
She got me all the way together, so I appreciate you, and I'll never besmirch your name again, Chaperone, if that's how you pronounce it. So I apologize to her because it was perfect. It was the perfect type of album for right now for what's going on. So yeah, fall. That's it. And then the last thing is, so the Acolyte got canceled. It's not getting a season 2.
I know, you told me. I got sad.
I would save this for the Nerd Off, and I'm sure we'll talk about it again on the Nerd Off. Which, oh damn, that just reminded me of another point I want to make in the banter. But
okay.
Matter of fact, skip this point. We'll come back to it.
Okay.
Somebody told me on Twitter, because I said something about the Charlotte Hornets, and I said the Charlotte Hornets do not need to trade Meechit right now. Before the season starts. I know Denver wants him, but unless you're gonna get more than Denver, who is they're one of these teams in the salary apron, which means they can only make a trade for like the exact fucking salary that you've given them. And right now, they don't really have shit they can give the Hornets. So I do not want to trade Meechit because that's just basically giving him the fuck away at this point.
Right.
And a draft pick from these niggas don't matter because these motherfuckers going to the fucking last couple pick. So it's going to be the last pick in the first round or whatever for Meechit. Meechit right now is more value than that, right? Okay. So I just said that. And this guy responded, hey, man, I listen to your podcast every day. And, you know, I almost always agree with you. You right about everything. Except this time, I know more about sports than you. So you need to listen to me. Y'all need to tear that team down and start over and all this other shit. Y'all terrible. And I replied, I don't care what you think. But most importantly, it reminded me, if you don't listen to Behind the Paywall,
yeah, balls deep.
we do a sports show.
We do.
I don't want to get in my bragging bag about myself, but my nigga, I did write for 2 seasons on a fucking well-praised, critically acclaimed sports show. You may have heard of it. You know what I mean? Like, I know some shit about sports. What it is I don't like arguing with regular,
Right.
I'm not getting paid for this people about sports. That's really the truth. You won't catch me on Twitter going back and forth about sports. I very rarely broach the topic on social media about sports in any substantive way because I mostly don't like arguing with people, and not to be a dick, but I don't really respect a lot of people's opinions about sports, is because they either take it way too fucking seriously, or they take it, or they go so fucking crazy over the top with their opinions. I'm just like, you're like Diet Stephen A. Smith. I don't care about that shit. But yeah, I almost popped out and was like, hey nigga, should I pull out my credentials? But I said, no, they're a fan. They probably think, you know, they listen to us. They know we're jovial. They probably like, oh, I'm fucking with him.
Yes.
It's hilarious. I know. Ha ha ha. But nah, man, I do know something about sports. So it's just, you know, I understand it's behind the paywall, but get behind the paywall then if you really want to hear my sports opinions, because I don't really give them away for free.
Yeah. And also, particularly when it comes to the Hornets, I know probably more than the average person, because, you know, like, we go to the games, we, you know, get familiar with the players and things like that, more than probably any other NBA team. And so, you know, there are a lot of things that, you know, we see. I know that I've seen, you know, over the course of time. And I think that this year is going to be a fun year with LaMelo back and things like that. So yeah, like I said, I might not know as much as Rob, but yeah, I know some things too.
But it's funny because we are now season ticket holders of the Hornets games. We've obviously been going to like 20 games or so a season for the last few years. You know, you more than me, because I was in New York writing for a sports television show, living, eating, and breathing all these fucking facts and all this research and shit so that I could write 10, 20-minute fucking essays every couple weeks about your favorite topics that was smart and funny and nuanced and better than whatever the fuck other people were writing and putting out. So, you know, I might know a little something. But it was just kind of, it reminded me of why I don't really talk sports with people.
Right.
Like the comment was, okay, I listened to your podcast daily. You got me beat on pretty much on all other topics. When it's sports, nah, fam. Your team is the league wasteland. Strip it down to the studs, no pun intended. Compile picks. Next year's draft has a lot of potential. This person probably don't know shit about the Hornets. They don't know shit about how I feel about them. They don't know shit. They don't even know what I know about them.
Right.
The Hornets been compiling picks
for a few years now.
Yeah,
we got a whole bunch of fucking picks, dog.
Yeah,
it's enough of picking. Now it's time to do something.
But honestly, like this is why I say I don't go back and forth. But the Hornets right now are in a mode where they need to try to make a playoff or play in. They haven't declared that. But they need to start building success blocks. They hired a new coach. You don't hire a new coach and then go, so we're going to go ahead and tank. We're going to trade everybody away. I know you're a very coveted coach. You're coming from the Celtics. You had your pick of fucking jobs around the league, including the Lakers job. We're going to go ahead and start your career off with, let's say 67 losses. Because fuck you, right? Like, we're going to pay you a lot of money, but basically we're going to throw your career in the trash right the fuck away. LaMelo Ball, we know you're finally healthy. We know you're wearing ankle braces. Fuck your career. Fuck that. You're out of here. We're done with you. Brandon Miller, Mark Williams, second year in the league for Brandon Miller, third year in the league for Mark Williams, coming off a back injury, finally healthy. Fuck y'all too. We might not trade you, but y'all niggas are going to lose, I don't know, another 60, 70 games. Let's go ahead and build that into your DNA. No need to try to win with you guys on the roster. It's just shit like that. New GM, new all this stuff. I think it's the kind of thing where if you get some bad injury luck, then you look at the team, say, in December, January, you go, where are we at? We're not, okay, LaMelo got hurt again. Mark Williams is fucked up or something. Or just everyone's healthy, but we only got, 10, 15 wins. Then you say, what do we need to do to start, like, getting guys off the team? But right now, there's no fucking incentive. Micic is one of the better backup point guards in the NBA right now. It just came off of a run in the Olympics with Joe, where he's the second best guy on Joker's team. No, you don't just fucking throw him away. The EuroLeague MVP, who was sneakily a 30-year-old, so a grown ass man bringing some level of maturity to the team. You don't just fucking throw him away for some backup power forward ass nigga that's not gonna play because Denver wants him. I don't give a fuck if Joker is friends with this nigga. That has nothing to do with the Charlotte Hornets. If they want to come off of something and maybe get another team involved in February and January, let a brother know. Until then, hell no. So, like, it's just little shit like that. Just because we don't talk about it on the regular show because Appia is ready to turn this shit off or whatever, it doesn't mean we don't know what the fuck we're talking about.
Right. And as somebody who has actually physically went to a lot of their games and was there before they traded everybody off, I was there when they were losing with people. I was there when they traded everybody off. I was there when the new people came in. Like, I have watched the team kind of transition. And at some period of time, you got to fucking win. And as somebody who loves the Hornets, we hear people say this, even the people from the Hornets, I look at them, it's like, well, then when do you win? When is the time to say, stop this fucking losing?
Yeah, and I'm just saying you got to try to win.
Right.
People are tired. They raised the prices on tickets.
They did.
People are not about to pay for them to go, by the way, guys, we're actually not going to try to win. They got to try to win. So anyway, that was random. I didn't mean to get to that.
Oh, no problem.
But yeah, the Acolyte got canceled, and that's very sad. I really liked that first season.
Mm-hmm.
I was my one negative for that show was I wasn't sure they were getting a second season.
I remember you
saying that. And they left a lot of the storylines hanging in the air, stuff they might could have addressed later on. I'm like, you might not get that chance, and it seems like they aren't gonna get that chance. That fucking sucks. But mostly the point I want to make about the Acolyte, once again, the nerd off behind the paywall. We talk about a lot of nerd stuff in detail.
We do.
I'm just so fucking sick of the culture wars around these nerdy shows. It's like we're at a point where everything's divisive.
Everything, dog.
And I know what y'all are thinking, because and I don't blame you, but because a lot of people that participate in this culture, they've been going back and forth. I'm not just talking about the racist assholes. I mean the whole fucking thing of it is a lot, man. And I don't like getting lumped in with either really group, to be honest, because at the end of the day, I only care if I'm entertained or if I think something's good. Now, the range of shit that I think is good is much bigger than most people. I think most people are very critical and down on shit just in general. Or maybe those are loud people. They're just always
Those are
down,
the loudest.
But every week with movies, it's blank movie save cinema, blank movie is the end of cinema. Every fucking week. Like, how can your take be this hot every goddamn day? I went to see Alien, Romulus. I enjoyed it. I film critic Twitter is just like, this is the most fucking worst thing. I can't believe they did this. And I won't say exactly what they did, but I kind of have to say in order to like say, so they CGI'd a character who is a actor who died in real life. They brought the character back through CGI.
Okay.
It stands out in the film. It looks kind of freaky on purpose, I think. And then behind the scenes, the director comes out and you find out like they reached out to the man's family, the man that they reprised this thing and did this stuff on The Voice to make. Apparently this guy's family was like, yeah, so he felt that Hollywood really discarded him by the end of his life. He felt he wasn't treated fairly, and this is a way that shows like an homage to his work, blah blah blah. The director of this film, it wasn't really his idea to use this guy. It was Ridley Scott's idea. Ridley Scott is the Mr. Alien. He's Mr. Aliens, right? So at some point, I'm just like, all right, cool. Like, I'm not here to be on 10 mad or on 10 happy about every fucking thing in the world.
Right.
I'm okay being like, all right, well, that's y'all reason. I can see how you made that decision, and it's a controversial decision if people don't know this information. Many people that watch the movie won't. But y'all did some internal rolling around with the idea, and you came to a conclusion that other people would have done. But y'all thought about it and put some heart into it, and I don't believe that I care about your movie and your IP more than you do, Ridley Scott. So I'm willing to go, all right, cool. Benefit of the doubt, it's a weird moment, but honestly, in this franchise, it's also thematic that a lot of the stuff like that happens. So I can see, I can understand. But man, the fact that it was either this is the best movie ever or it's the fucking worst. That part is constant on the discussion with stuff. Acolyte, it's either the best fucking thing you've ever seen in your life or it's the fucking worst. And then when you throw in the race shit and the anti-woman shit, anti-LGBTQ shit, then you got the extra level on top where like if you dislike something, now you kind of lumped in with these motherfuckers. So like I'm sure there's reasons to watch the Acolyte and not like it and it not be about all that stuff, but it's almost impossible to hear someone articulate that shit without them kind of dabbling into the like, all this woke Disney. I'm like, why can't you just be mad because you didn't like something with the plot? Or why can't you be mad about the character development? Why did you immediately jump into like, well, when they put these women in the role, it's like, god damn it. Like I don't care if you don't like it, but why you don't like it is pretty fucking important. And once again, how much you don't like it. Is it the work? Did it destroy cinema? No. Guys, there's going to be more Star Wars after this.
Yes, it is.
There's going to be more. All the shit you claim is the end, it's not the end. Like how this Aliens movie could be the end of cinema and Aliens when Ridley Scott made 37 of these fucking spinoffs. More alien shit is coming It's just gonna be what it is. But I'm mostly just tired of that part. I don't participate in the back and forth. I come to the podcast to vent about it because I actually don't want to talk to these people about it.
Nope.
And whenever you say something, because everyone's been lining up on sides, they assume that you're like signaling to one side or the other. So in this case, when I was like, fuck, man, I can't believe the Acolyte. I can't believe. I think I even said, fuck, I knew it was going to get canceled or some shit. And people was like, fucking Disney caving to the white male racist motherfuckers that's never going to watch. And I said, is that what happened though, for real? Let's think about it for a second. Because let's look at the long view. When they canceled Han Solo's second movie, that wasn't because it was woke. They canceled that because motherfuckers didn't watch it.
The shit that they claimed they wanted, and I would have went to go. The first movie was good. I was like, cool. Yeah. I would have went to go see the second one.
But they made that specifically for a type of like I think they're just mining all the content to get all the types of fans. There was a type of person, Snyder cut ass nigga, that was like, I need that. And then when it came out, they ain't go see it. So now, like, I don't think the company that did that was like, guys, the nerds online are upset. I'm thinking more than likely it's the money, it's the viewership, and at the end of the day, they pulled the plug on the shit because it didn't get great critical reception, even from people that weren't like haters. I watched New Rockstars break it down every week. Even at the end, New Rockstars had lots of misgivings about it. They weren't shitting on it, but they were like, yeah, some of the shit didn't make sense. It didn't jive with the thing they did earlier. That's fine. So I don't want to hear that they just only did it because these racist white dudes. Because at the end of the day, guess what's coming back? Andor season 2. You know what I mean? Like, I think it just, when you get involved in that online back and forth, everything starts being because of the online back and forth. And I think we start reasoning backwards to be like, that's what happened. You know, the DNC happened last night. You got protesters outside or whatever, right? You got some people inside that unfurled like a sign or something like stop arming Israel or whatever. I'm not saying those people don't matter. I'm not saying it's not important. What I'm saying is online is overstated to make it seem like, oh my God, this event. But if you turn on the TV, if people were there in person, you're like, yes, they were here. Yes, they did protest. Yes, there are people outside. At the end of the fucking day, though, the event that happened, the actual DNC, that's what it was about. The vibes were great. The positivity was flowing. That's really the vibe. But if you go online, they can make you hyper focus on 0.01% of shit, and now all of a sudden you're like, God, man, what a terrible night for the Democrats, man. People were protesting, and it's shit like that I think drives people a little bit crazy.
It does.
That when one of your favorite shows, which is The Acolyte, was one of my favorite Star Wars shows ever, when it gets canceled, instead of being like, damn, I guess other people didn't like my favorite thing, it's, oh, so they had to appease the racist fanboys. I'm like, I don't know if that was it. You know, maybe, but I don't think it was that simple for them.
I don't think so either. And yeah, it had one of the best lifesavers fights I've seen ever.
Yeah, I loved it. I mean, we talked about it on the show, on the Nerd Off. Like, I really loved it. I love the chances it took. I like when they do different shit with Star Wars properties and the Force. I like whenever there's an idea, like, what is it like to have characters that are gay in the Star Wars universe? Because we've seen so much shit, and the imagination of one white man, no offense to George Lucas, who I think is a great dude, but the imagination of one white man is limited. The imagination of one anything is limited.
Right.
So, like, now that more people have their hands on this universe and can think about it, I'm like, in a world where you can fucking zip through the galaxy in light hyperspace, faster than light hyperspace.
In seconds.
Sometimes you would show up and there might be a culture where two women can create a baby out of the Force. I don't know. It's not crazy to me. You know, where we can hear sound in space, Princess Leia surviving fucking space and then using the Force for the first time that we've seen it, and guiding her ass. I'm fine with it.
Me too.
They're fucking space wizards, nigga.
Right.
We are not gonna do this. You know, it's if anything, it's more weird to watch like some Lord of the Rings and be like, there's no niggas in all this. We got talking trees and orcs and the niggas ain't here.
Right.
That's weird. You know what I mean?
Weird.
Like, what a nigga else? You know?
Come on.
So anyway, that's all I'm saying. All right.
Yeah, and before we move on, this is one reason why talking about how some shows only get one season, and I will say this about the last show that Amisha Green did. People complained, Lovecraft Country, how people complained about how they like, why they just wrap everything up so quickly? Because they did not know if they were going to get a second season. And so when you don't know, it could be good, it could be bad. It could be good because you can say, well, let's wrap everything up. It could be bad because you have to speed shit up, or either some shit you don't even start writing because you say, we'll pick that up or we'll start that if we get a second season. So I don't criticize particularly marginalized people or shows where people are taking a chance and they wrap it up, because I remember years ago Roderick and a lot of nerds watched Agent Carter and they were just mad at the ending and I couldn't understand why. I watched that shit and I was like, the fuck is this? Because sometimes you watch shit and they just stop. Like I've watched too many shows where they just knew they were gonna get a second season and somebody made the executive decision and said no, and that shit is sitting out there in La La Land with a cliffhanger.
I don't blame you. I agree 100%. Like I remember when we did the reviews, because we used to do recaps of Lovecraft Country on the Blackout Tips, and I remember being like, yeah, people are mad at the ending. I'm not. Because I have the feeling that they knew we might not get another season.
Agreed.
So instead of leaving y'all with cliffhangers that will never be answered, let's just go ahead and answer these questions for you right the fuck now. And if we come back, great. We'll figure out ways to like illustrate this and still create some intrigue. But if not, come on.
Right.
All right. Let's get into the show. There's news to talk about. Happened. There's still stuff to talk about. So the DNC started off Monday. I didn't spend a lot of time watching it. I watched a little bit of the highlights on the news this morning, and it's not anything negative to say about the DNC. I'm just not I'm not much of a politics as entertainment guy anymore. I haven't been for many years at this point. I think people assume I am because I'm funny and because I follow politics pretty closely. So every year on Twitter, I always like whenever there's like a State of the Union, whenever there's a like convention or anything, like people will be in my mentions like, oh, do you see this? And I'm always kind of like, no, I'm playing video games or I'm doing something else. And once again, I'm not mad at it. I love that they are doing it. I think, from the highlights I saw and the vibes online, everybody's really seemed to enjoy the first night. I'm sure some people were critical, but that's kind of what they get paid to do.
Right.
But yeah, so I'm glad people was enjoying. I saw there were people that flew out there and putting out pictures and stuff, but politics is entertainment for me. It's just, I don't know, man. It's just, I don't know how to, my brain just goes to this very serious place about it. And so it's like, I don't want to ruin the vibes or whatever. And then a lot of times when people are down on it, even without me watching, it just upsets me. Cause I'm just like, you motherfuckers, stop. Everything doesn't have to be a party to be good. Sometimes you just have to eat your vegetables, and that's what the fuck politics is a lot of times, is eating your vegetables. But every once in a while, somebody motherfucking whips up a batch of vegetables and you like, damn, it's ham in these greens. And right now the Democrats got ham in the greens. So everybody's enjoying, they like, who made this? You know what I mean? So like they did a send off to Biden. Mm-hmm. He gave a speech late at night for 53 minutes. Haven't seen one gaffe, one video about how he don't got it no more. None of this shit. I still have the pause button pressed on the rant in my heart about how he was gotten out of there, just because in moments like that, it's like y'all know that night at the debate was the outlier, and none of y'all fucking cowards want to come out and be honest and be like, I just wanted him out of there. Mm-hmm. It scared the shit out of me. It scared me too. If we can be honest with each other, I think a lot of this shit goes away. But no one everyone wants to be right more than they want to be honest. And the honest answer was like, he was old the whole time. No, we didn't really want him. It really didn't matter how good his administration was. Right. It really didn't matter what his policies were. It really didn't matter how good of a job he did. We saw some blood in the water, had a chance to swap him out for a younger person we could feel more energetic about. And look, politics is politics. Sometimes it's dirty, sometimes it's fucked up, whatever. It ain't always fair. It clearly worked. Everyone is so hyped for Kamala. It's amazing to see.
I'm glad.
I'm not mad about the outcome at all. Love the outcome. It's better than I even dreamed, to be honest.
The same.
All my anxieties have been washed away about like how I thought people were going to basically stab her in the back. They weren't able to do it. They didn't get it done, and now they're all lining up. Beautiful. But yeah, it's telling that there's not going to be a story, a headline, something about him that's just like, oh, he did a bad job last night or whatever. He clearly still has it, whatever it is.
Whatever.
And that night was off, but it's cool. I don't want to fight about it.
Don't want to fight.
I love that they gave him his flowers last night. That's a good decision. Most important thing, I think. Oh, and Kamala Harris did a pop-up like to make sure that he got his flowers before he gave his speech. That's another touch of class. They're just hitting these very small things, they're hitting it out the park, that are doing right. So I appreciate that. Oh, Cypher said New York Times was on it saying he did a bad job. Okay, well, New York Times been saying that, so that's fine. But I'm just saying, when I was up this morning, I didn't see everybody saying it. And it was a point where everybody was saying it.
It was a point. Everybody, every day, every podcast, every news feed, everybody was like, this nigga is the fucking worst for fucking almost a month.
I'm sure he made gaffes last night because he always has, even before the last 4 years. And I didn't see any clips of it. It's just interesting that kind of shit was going super viral.
Yes, it was.
Anyway, my point being, it was very cool what they did. Everybody was cheering for Hillary. When she gave her speech, I did see some of those highlights. Kamala popped up in the tan suit.
Like somebody else.
Famously, ethnically background tan suit wearer. So
not the tan suit wearer.
Yeah, she popped out on him in the tan suit. I did think that was pretty funny. It definitely, like, this campaign has been it's just been so petty but so good in the ways that I love. Like, I'm not mad at it at all. And I feel like that stuff is purposeful. Like, I don't think it's like a coincidence. Like, oh man, she wore a tan suit. What a coincidence. Like, no, I definitely did that on purpose. The other thing that I saw was, like I said, Hillary Clinton gave her speech and they started chanting "lock him up" during the middle of her speech.
Oh,
yeah.
At his own trial. And when he woke up, Donald Trump fell asleep at his own trial. And when he...
First of all, this hair. Get into this hair, Hillary. I see you, girl. The vibe is bobbing.
Ain't it dope?
She oh man, you
just like, I got this fresh cut, y'all gonna get it.
She might could have won in 2016.
Not the Bayangs.
She fucked up with the baby.
Yes, the Bayangs.
She might could have got it. I also feel like she popped up with the tan suit on him on low. But yeah.
Same color scheme.
Donald Trump fell asleep at his own trial. And when he woke up, he made his own kind of history. The first person to run for president with 34 felony convictions. As vice president,
They hit that lock him up.
Yes.
It matters. It's important.
Lock him up. Yes, just like they did you. Lock that nigga up.
Right. You didn't do nothing. They want to lock you up.
Kamala sat in the Situation Room.
That smile, dog. That smile.
They kept the chant going. She had to stop it. Like she tried to power through. And the reason I don't mind this is because I'm 100% serious. I'll keep saying this till I'm blue in the face. Everyone that's so high-minded, you're making a mistake. You're doing you don't even see it, but you're doing the when they go low, we go high shit that you claim to be mocking. The one thing every single person in that convention has in common is fuck Donald Trump.
Yes.
It's the only thing, honestly. They all have separate issues. It's a big tent. Everyone has a different issue that's the most important to them and their demographic. The one Venn diagram you can get every single group inside this right now is fuck Donald Trump.
Mm-hmm.
No matter how small or big it is on their priority list, it's on their fucking list.
Yes, it is.
Everything else ain't on each other's list.
Mm-hmm.
Black Lives Matter not on everybody's list. Giving weapons to Israel not on everybody's list. Poverty, it's not on everybody's list.
Women's rights,
it's not. LGBTQ issue, not on everybody's list. Fuck Donald Trump 100% on everybody's list somewhere.
Yes, it is. It might be at the top, it might be at the bottom, but bitch, it's on your list.
This is the people speaking. This isn't the politicians. People think politicians lead and tell us what to think. That's not how that works. Politicians are avatars essentially for the voters.
Yes.
But the voters still have minds of their own. And at the end of the day, these fucking voters are chanting lock him up because fuck him.
Right.
That's their let's go Brandon. That's way more powerful than any highfalutin policy proposal you can put on paper. And I'm not saying it matters more. I'm saying if you want to win, that's what you can run on. You can't run on if you can't run on like no animus towards Trump. We just wanted to talk about, tax credits. People, I'm asleep already. But if you stole a couple bars at him, now everybody woke up in that bitch. She's like, yeah, he fell asleep during that. Lock him up. Like they went on.
Lock him up.
So yeah, she had to acknowledge it because they wouldn't stop. They weren't gonna let her keep going without acknowledging, like, yes, we know, because this is a moment of them going, we know what they did you dirty, sis.
Yes, they did you wrong.
We acknowledging that in your presence. This is our way of giving you your flowers and going, now what's fucked up. But you know who should go to jail for real? Him.
Situation Room.
Nah, I love the energy, dog. It ain't been like this since Obama.
I agreed.
And the thing is, like, with Obama, I would argue that was a singular candidate kind of giving people something new and fresh. I would say right now, this is more the people than it is even the candidate. And I would
have to agree with that.
And that's what me saying Kamala Harris, I think, is an excellent candidate. Like, way underrated. People really slept on her. The speeches she's been given, the answers she's been given, she's more than met the moment. The way her campaign's been run has been light years better than Biden's campaign, and light years better than anyone said her campaign would be. Light years better than her campaigns were in 2016 and 2020. She's clearly been in the lab. She's clearly been practicing. Whatever this, like, they were hiding her shit, she's actually been out doing speeches, touring. That shit has clearly helped get her game polished. Like, she looks amazing just giving these speeches and stuff. And like I said, I'm simply saying that on just an electability measurement.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing that's really driving it though is the people wanting hope and free, feeling energized, and being tired of talking about someone's being old, being tired of talking of being worried and nervous. Like they fighting right now. They excited about voting. They're pushing back at people online that they typically let erode positive vibes. They used to let these people like, oh God, they said
And
this.
now
Now they're going to shut the fuck up.
Yes, and a lot of people are doing that because I think for a lot of people, it's always been life and death for the people just across the board. But I think, and I will continue to say this, once Joe stepped down, it gave people the courage to speak up that it didn't before, because they didn't quote unquote feel energized. But I'm similar to you. I don't have to sit down and have a dinner in the beer with you. I'm gonna fucking vote. Like, for me, it's just that straightforward. And I'm like you when it comes to a lot of this politics shit. I'm aware. You're more involved than I am. I'm aware and I know and I acknowledge things, but I don't really want to talk and debate and argue, because just like you feel very strongly about shit, I do too. And it's one of them things where for a lot of people, just the way they talk and their lack of knowledge, and a lot of people don't know how civics works and shit. And I don't want to call you stupid. So before we go there, I'm like, you know what? I'll just rather keep my opinions to myself and not really engage with you at all. But before it gets to that point, or you call me stupid, and then we both gonna have problems.
Well, also people just have a lot of ideas that they can't be proven right or wrong. It's just people's feelings,
right?
But the thing I wanted to point out too before I move on is just there was also this idea that this convention was going to be bad for Democrats unless it was an open convention competition, and then you pick the best out of all the candidates that fought against each other and tore each other down, or gave stump speeches, and who gives the best speech, that'll be the president with fucking less than 90 days out. And I just got to say, in addition to always thinking that idea was stupid, one of the things was, well, how are we going to learn who the young up and coming voices are within the party if we don't have some type of open debate convention situation? By putting them on fucking stage. Jasmine Crockett was there, Raphael Warnock was there, AOC was there, and that's just night one.
This is their platform.
And the thing I appreciated is it didn't then do this weird thing that I think it's done, which is, well, we want to acknowledge the old heads and the other people. The reason that this could work if they win, the reason this entire campaign feels so good is it is the official passing of the baton to a little bit younger generation. Yes. Everyone has been upset about the gerontocracy of all politicians. Republicans obviously don't care because they are the party literally of old white men.
Right.
They want to hoard all the money. Every rule benefits them, and fuck the rest of us. But it did suck. It did feel bad. It did cause concern to see that on the Democratic side, to look up and you see Dianne Feinstein and she's like not even with it. You know what I mean? You see Joe Biden having these old man moments that it scares you, and that's the president. You see, obviously, you got older people within the party like Nancy Pelosi, who's always shown the ability to do the job, always been great, but she kind of like gracefully handed off the baton.
Yes, she did.
And Biden, whether he was forced to hand out the baton through Nancy Pelosi and all this corrosion or whatever, it doesn't matter what the truth is there. What matters is this is a week to create the narrative.
Agreed.
The narrative is Joe Biden hands the baton to Kamala and says, you finished the race. That works.
The message can be simple, y'all.
It has to happen with the old people there too. Like you can't just show up to the DNC and all of a sudden they done forgot everybody that you name, these one name people like Hillary. Like no, you want them there spitting that shit too. But it's important that AOC there too, which I thought was funny because the Democratic Socialists of America disowned her. They unendorsed her last night. Wow. Which DSA, Bernie's people, Bernie or Bus, Bernie Bros, as some people call them, who've always just been more anti-democrat than they've been anti-republican or pro-democracy.
Agreed.
In my opinion. And they always show their ass. I've never fucked with them. I've never liked them. These niggas harassed me during Bernie. When I said Bernie so black, as a fucking joke, and they still harassed me like I had slapped this man in the face. But yeah, there's some fucking losers. That's why you would think DSA would be like, wow, we supported AOC. She is a rising star. She is getting in the halls of power. She is pushing our agenda. We can finally get some shit done.
Right.
She's got leverage in this party. And what these losers do, fuck you, bitch. I can't believe you spoke at their fucking thing. She's still a Democrat, nigga. Of course she spoke. Right. And she got a chance to say some of the shit that some of the issues that you have. And y'all fucking disown her because you like losing.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, Bernie's supposed to be speaking. So the fuck? Like, what are you talking about?
They might disown him too. I don't know. But Bernie's he spoke before.
Right.
So yeah, it might be some misogyny in there too. That's a good point. Which they always fight against if you say like, I don't know, DSA niggas, Bernie bros, y'all seem a bit misogynistic. You know.
Yes.
It's about ethics in journalism. Anyway. But yeah, she gave a great speech. Warnock gave a great speech. Jasmine Crockett gave a great speech. Love that for night one. Like I said, I didn't even tune in. I just saw the clips and was like, yep, they did exactly what the fuck I wanted to see. Young and old, all up there on this man's ass.
You bet you they won't get no cease and desist for playing music.
I don't think they will either.
All the cool shit.
In other news, George Santos reached a plea deal, pleads guilty to wire fraud and identity theft. We never really covered this dude and his antics. I always was kind of just aggravated by his entire being. And I thought he was another symptom of having Donald Trump in office, was you get all these fucking weird grifters who have no qualifications.
That's a dude just lied about everything, ain't it?
Just lied about everything. So he pled guilty. He cried and shit. His sentencing may become between 6 to 8 years. He won't be sentenced till February 7th, but he was out there crying and shit. Like,
you lied about your whole existence. Get out my face, sir.
He'll have to repay at least $373,000.
Pay it all back.
Yeah, he admitted fraudulently using credit cards of at least one other person for his personal benefit, as well as making false statements to the Federal Election Commission. It was all gonna come down at some point because the rest of you motherfuckers aren't Trump.
Right. You're not. So that it's going to be some form of accountability.
Trump is the one dude that this shit works for in that way where he doesn't have to be held accountable. The rest of you motherfuckers are going to be held accountable. And if Trump don't win, his ass too.
Yep.
Republicans scrambled to get Cornel West on the Arizona ballot.
Why didn't we just read? He ain't had a notary right. He probably still ain't right. What are we talking about here?
Okay, let me read this sentence again because I think Karen missed the big joker in
there.
Oh,
my bad.
Republicans scramble to get Cornel West on the Arizona ballot.
Why?
A group of lawyers with deep ties to the Republican Party scrambled over the weekend to rescue an effort to get independent presidential candidate Cornel West on the Arizona ballot, offering one of the clearest examples yet of the GOP's extensive involvement in furthering the left-wing academics' long shot bid. My thing is this. Y'all think it's just Cornel? Y'all think this shit just this time? Y'all don't think Jill Stein is this?
All them other people.
You don't think Marianne, whatever her fucking last name was, y'all don't think it's her too? Y'all think it's
Kennedy, dude?
Yeah, y'all
right. It don't make sense. It's like, dog, you shouldn't even be here. You got half of a percentage. Why are you in the room?
But not just that, but why are those the people funding them? And for all of y'all that gave y'all money to Tulsi Gabbard or your time, or you wrote that down or you went on social media talking about, I'm voting Cornel West, Mark Lamont Hills voting for the Green Party. How are you not just being a useful idiot at that point? Like, Republicans are behind that shit. You fell for it. The problem is I can never convince one of these people to admit, to be like, damn, they got me. I was going to write Cornel West in. Good. You know who else wants you to do that? Right. I still remember we covered that article. It was like Black Men for Trump or something like that. And it was basically Trump. This is 2016, and so it was Trump's people were paying an organization called like Black Men for Trump or something, where they were getting paid a certain amount of money if they could get someone to say they would vote for Trump. And they were also getting a certain amount of money if they get somebody to say they wouldn't vote or they would vote third party. The fact that they were paid for all of them tells your dumbass what the fuck is really up. The only thing they can't get paid for is if a person's like, I'm voting Democrat. Then they don't get shit.
They don't get the money.
But if you say like, yeah, I'm not voting, same amount of money as saying you voting for Trump. They weren't really trying to get you to vote for Trump. Voter suppression of you suppressing yourself also counts as a positive for Republicans.
Yes, it does.
So yeah, a lot of people fell for that dumb shit.
Right. That's why when people say I don't vote, well then I don't want. What are we talking about?
Melania Trump demanded $237,000 before she was willing to speak with gay Republicans. Gay Republicans are the worst.
I believe that too.
The gay Republicans, no respect for themselves.
And that's why, you know, when Trump got in and everybody talking about I feel sorry for her, I was like, I don't feel sorry for that bitch. No, I don't, because she's all in too. She's a grifter too, trying to make money and shit too. She is not a victim.
Yeah. And like she hasn't even done that much talking.
I'm supposed to feel sorry for that bitch. I don't.
She's only done like 5 events. And I don't know, something about her getting paid almost $250,000 to pop up, and she's only done 5 of these public appearances with his run for president. I'm starting to feel like, like I said, either they're just, the entire plan is to steal the election somehow and just to use these election certifiers in Georgia and shit to be like, nah, we not gonna honor what either that. Or this is, and maybe it's both. It could be both. Don't let me say it's not. But either that or this is 100%. Like, we need to hoard as much fucking money as possible.
Pay off bills.
We need
debt.
to get as much money. I don't know if it's bills, debt, because I don't feel like he pays people unless he has to. I feel like he just, let's get as much fucking money as possible and get the fuck out of here. Like,
because the ship's going down. I can see that.
Because what the fuck else is this?
Yeah, because it doesn't make sense.
You're his wife and you ain't doing no campaign events. That's crazy. You did 5 campaign events. You know what I mean? And the one you did, I got paid $250,000. Oh, okay. Yeah, I can't miss that. You know what I mean? How much you get paid for the other ones? But yeah, no respect for the fucking Mar-a-Lago log cabin Republicans, though. Have some motherfucking respect for you.
Respect.
God damn. Y'all sound, that's terrible. Good grief. All right. Last thing. This is more of a palate cleanser. I just wanted to show y'all this because I thought it was so funny. Y'all know every once in a while I just see something funny I want to share. And we of course had the homie Reggie COUZ, I think is his name, who did the ring on them whips and chain. I'm trying to take you down, babe. I want to lick on my sugar, baby. I want a piece of that meat. I'm a freaking lady. So you had that. Well,
yes.
He does those all the time. I love those. I share them every time I see him. But he did something yesterday. It was so good. Or that I saw yesterday. It was so good. I have to show it to the world. I really hope he's a good person. I don't know anything about this man other than he's funny as shit. But he did, you know, I always talk about R&B was better when people was begging. Yes. And it was. I tried listening to some new R&B today on my walk and I immediately turned it off. Get back to begging, niggas, okay? But he did his version of the old school R&B where motherfuckers used to be begging. And
baby, please, I'm down.
So here we go.
Please, I'm down on my knees. I need you back in my life, baby. I was wrong. I know I cheated on you about 1,000 times, but it would never be 1,001. Let me come home.
That is 100% true. That is so accurate. they would be begging, but they would fuck up so much. They would be horrible if you listen to the song. But it keeps going.
I'm sorry for stealing money out your purse to purchase a bag and mouth. I'm sorry for messing around with your best friend. Now we having a child. Oh, I hope that's cool with you. Cause if it's not, I wouldn't know what to do. I might just jump off the bridge just like Humpty Dumpty did. Oh.
That is so good.
That's fucking hilarious.
He is so funny, man. Like I said, I hope he really like a real cool dude, man. Cause like, god damn, this nigga makes me laugh so hard, man. Somebody had put on social media like, what makes you laugh or something like that. And I forgot to put him because he 100% makes me laugh every time I see a video with him. And he has like several different like setups, but that one was so inspired. But like he has one where the uncle is singing in the car and he's annoyed. He of course has the sugar mama ones that are always great.
Them are always hilarious.
Like he is just so fucking good, man. He and then also the other dude I love, but I won't play this on the show just because I don't. You have to see it to even get the joke.
Right.
But there's this one white dude that dresses up as Batman and beats himself up.
Them shits are the fucking best.
That motherfucker's a beast. He's funny as shit. Like, that dude makes me laugh.
Yes, he be like, I'm Batman. They say, you know, people are like randomly getting punched. That shit is hilarious.
It's always like he's just doing something in Gotham because, you know, I think the joke is essentially that Batman be going around beating up people.
Yes, he does.
In this extrajudicial way for whatever the fuck he feels like doing. And so it'll be like, POV, you littering Gotham. And it's like somebody, you know, walking like, all right, man, I'll get up with y'all later. And they eat a piece of gum. They throw the wrapper on the ground. And then they look back and Batman is standing there getting ready to whoop their ass. And it's always funny. I really do love that dude. But yeah, I thought I'd share something funny before we moved on.
Yes, that's hilarious. I just showed you that last night. I hollered.
Yeah, it was so good. All right. I did want to talk about some other stuff. Let's get into a little bit of this black capitalism.
Shout out to Will Smith. I hear y'all talking, but the only thing I'm listening to is that paper. Every day we get into that paper. Hear the money talk, to see you later. Every day we get into that paper. I hear the money talk, to see you later.
All right, let's talk about some black capitalists. Okay, there's lots of them in the news. Of course, a lot of people's favorite black capitalist, Jay-Z. He says he's opening the 40/40 Club up again in 2025. It's going to be a luxurious blend of sports and music. Yeah, it's going to have a pop-up event during the Fanatics Fest NYC. The pop-up, which runs until August 18th, so we missed it because we're not rich, attracted a slew of high-profile celebs, including Tom Brady, Carmelo, Travis Scott, and Quavo. Attendees got a taste of the 40/40 experience with framed jerseys on display and refreshments inspired by the club's original menu. So yeah, I guess it's 2 years after the Manhattan location closed. The original club, which opened in 2003, quickly became a hotspot with locations in Atlantic City, Las Vegas, Brooklyn Barclays Center, and Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport. Damn, they had a club in the airport? Atlanta different.
Yanked Atlanta different.
As for the new club location,
I got a barbershop in the NBA arena.
As for the new club's location, the 40/40 Club Vice President of Operations Sheldon Robinson recently spoke with Us Weekly, revealing that the team has narrowed it down and is aiming for a 2025 launch. So, all right. 40/40 Club is back. I'm sure y'all gonna be up in there popping bottles.
Mm-hmm. It don't mean you got to be 40. That's just what the name they call it, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't care. Do I look rich?
Oh, no.
I've never been, and I don't club. So
Yeah. So I don't know.
Beyonce just announced she's partnering with Moet Hennessy to launch her own American whiskey brand called Sir Davis Whiskey.
Well, I'll be purchasing that from the ABC store.
It's named after her great grandfather Davis Hogue, a Southern farmer and moonshine maker who lived during Prohibition. The whiskey stands out with its unique blend of 51% rye, 49% malted barley at 88 proof. It's got just the right kick.
88 proof. Yeah, that's gonna do some kicking, all right.
I'm gonna tell you, man. One of the things I love about Beyonce is one of the things that the people that hate black capitalists hate about her, but I love it. She really only pop out to really like sell us some shit, and then she go back and mind her black ass business. We don't really know this lady, and I like that.
I love it.
I think people be knowing a little too much about everybody.
Yes, they do.
It's a little too much, a little overshare. If she's oversharing, she's like, here I am, sexy. Y'all didn't know I drank brown. That's because I'm selling it. Go get you some. Mm-hmm. And there's a picture of her being sexy, holding some brown. And then that's the oh damn, look at this fancy ass shit. This shit got file cabinets in it.
I didn't know you could file away liquor.
Right. Am I supposed to do my taxes with this?
Does it has a lock and key combo?
I'm gonna tell you right now.
Just lock up.
I'll tell you right now. I already know I can't afford it.
No.
I don't know how much it is, but it's too much.
I mean, can I get a fourth of an ounce of a bottle or something? Because I don't think I'm able to afford a whole bottle.
It's already too much for you, boy. I can already tell. Just from one look, like, nope, I ain't got it.
You know what? I take that back. This will not be on sale at the ABC store.
Nah. You know how you get this.
Right? Do I got to go to the 4040 club to buy it?
Yeah, this is gonna be some top shelf. It comes with shelves.
Shit, it does, apparently.
Okay, let me see what it say at the bottom. Oh, it's retails for $89. It'll be available next month at select retailers across the U.S., Tokyo, Paris, and London. $89? I might can swing that.
That ain't that bad.
Do it come with the fucking thing though? I'm guessing this $89 for a bottle.
Yes.
Not for that whatever the fuck this shit was.
No, you get the deluxe plan. It's probably like 5,000 or more.
Yeah. Like you don't get this motherfucking duvet.
you don't get the suitcase for the whiskey.
Right. This the suit. You open this up. This is the suitcase from Pulp Fiction.
Yes, it is.
Ain't no way. But do I want some?
Yeah,
I gotta know.
Yeah.
I gotta have it now. So she worked. It worked on me.
100% worked on me.
Speaking of, might as well keep it going with the Carters. Apple Music releases collection of black country artists paying homage to Beyonce on Nashville Sessions.
Let's go.
Apple Music has just dropped Nashville Sessions Beyonce covered, a collection of black country artists paying homage to the Queen Bee. That's dope. I didn't even know this. Tanner Adele, Madeline Evans,
I like Tanner Adele,
Joy Oladokun, Tiara Kennedy, Brittany Spencer, and Breland. Breland covers Sandcastles from Lemonade. Brittany Spencer does Irreplaceable from B-Day. I did not even know about this. Joy Oladokun does I Miss You from 4. Madeline Edwards does Halo from I Am Sasha Fierce. Oh, Madeline, good luck, girl. That's one of them ones. Tanner Adele sings Drunken Love from Beyonce's side. Oh, I can see that. Tiara Kennedy rounds it with 1+1 from 4. Yeah, that's dope. And this is what I said about her doing the album is a lifting all boats situation. It's why, I know some of y'all hate it. Y'all woker than me. It's fine. I don't need to be in everything. But it's kind of why I fuck with black capitalism, because normally it is a situation that's going to end up being some community shit. It might not be perfect because, it's capitalism. But it's not always the hyper capitalism that white people praise that's just like break everyone until they have nothing and then hoard the resources and leave. Like black capitalism be like, hey man, y'all trying to get some money?
Black capitalism be like, we just made it into the building.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I'm about to make a country album. Y'all already been making country albums, right? Yeah, but ain't nobody been fucking with us for real. Say less.
Say less. Yeah, because I found Tanner out through this Beyonce album, and yes, her shit goose.
All right, last one. Sexy Red says her new lip gloss line colors are based on Pound Town lyrics. That's right. Sexy Red got some new lip gloss, y'all.
Okay.
Yeah, she said I got a lip gloss line dropping soon. Y'all better shop with your girl. I got all different flavors: coochie juice, booty hole brown, coochie pink, sex on my period,
Oh no!
gonorrhea, yellow discharge,
No!
and of course, nut.
Am I gonna catch STD if I rub these on my lips? What is happening here?
So, yeah, she said she got it coming out. I don't know who's gonna get it, like
And
exactly
who thought of the titles? Like some of them I'm like, okay, but some of them I'm like, no.
Yeah. I'm honestly, it's progress that she didn't have like a MAGA red shade. You know, that's progress. Could have been worse. You know, she said stuff before.
Yeah, make your lips great again.
Right. Could be.
You never know.
Yeah. So it's, you know, I saw a lot of people were kind of upset about her lip gloss.
Some of the names, I don't care about the lip gloss, child. Some of them names, like child.
I mean, she's a provocateur. You know, I here's the thing about her for me. I have never hated her or been mad at her, really.
No.
I've always been perplexed by the people that like went up for her, knowing that they don't play around like that.
Yes.
I'm the one who's like, this is crazy. Ha ha ha. I'm entertained, even though I disagree and don't support this, which happens to me all the time. But these niggas are righteous. They always act like somebody say one thing wrong, they don't fuck with them for the rest of their life. Sexy Red almost always says something wrong.
Yes, she does. That's like friend.
I'm like, so is it just she's a black woman and so y'all changed your entire moral compass into like, this is support? I'm like, I don't know. Provocateurs say things all the time to be provocative. And a lot of times the things that are provocative are actually low-key either offensive or fucked up. That's what we're at in our society right now.
Right.
So like supporting a provocateur is not really a thing to do because they're one statement away from provoking your ass. So yeah, but you know, yeah, blue balls. I didn't know about that one. That was on there.
All right.
So I don't know. You know, then she took pictures with it. You know,
across her butt
in her way that she does. So good luck to y'all that buy it and whatnot, and those that. I will say this: if you're like very upset by it, I would just remind you don't have to buy the shit.
Nope.
If that helps. I was never in the line to buy this anyway. I don't know anybody I would buy this for.
Not enough.
So I guess I'm not really too offended. I also feel like it's a long line of behavior.
I'm not her targeted audience.
She's had, so I can't even be shocked by this. Yeah. So all right, that's it for Black Capitalism. Let's try to get into some other stuff. What do I feel like getting into? Let's see, white people news or guest the race. Let me see what the guest the race articles look like today. Some good ones though. You know what? Let's do a little bit of white people news and then we'll do some guest the race.
Okay.
As well. Or no, you know what? Let's just do guest the race and then we'll do white people news tomorrow.
Okay.
All right. That way we can get them both in.
That. Yeah.
That way you have something to look. Come back tomorrow. Y'all want some white people news? We're gonna go white people heavy tomorrow.
A bunch of who from me. Who that?
It's time to guess the race. It's time to guess the race. It's time to guess the race. It's time to guess the race.
All right. Let's get into everybody's favorite game, Guess the Race. We go around the globe, find different articles, guess the race of the people involved, and Karen guesses, the chat room guesses, they're all racist. Okay. The first article is a married Oklahoma judge, 59, who had sex with a female bailiff on courthouse table.
Goddamn.
Here come the judge, indeed.
Apparently so.
That was a good one, guys. Here come the anyway. He gives a jaw-dropping explanation on why he should keep his job.
Why he should keep his job?
Yeah. He admitted to his relationship with the first female bailiff, which lasted from February 2011 to October of that year, and involved liaisons at their workplace during work hours, according to a June filing. He denies that he had sex at the courthouse. Okay.
Everything filmed, so is it on film somewhere?
His name is Brian Lovell. And they're trying to get him out of the judge position because of these inappropriate relationships.
Right. This is your bailiff.
Now, that was the first bailiff. The second bailiff.
Bailiff number 1, bailiff number 2.
Yeah. The second bailiff told investigators in March that she had sex with the judge in the backseat of her car, in a courthouse bathroom, and on a new table in her courthouse office.
Well, damn, we playing Love is Blind bailiff. What is happening here?
But I've never seen Love is Blind. Is that part of it?
Oh, I don't know. I was just poking the joke.
Oh, no, it's a good joke. I mean, it could be a good joke. I have no idea, is what I was saying. I didn't want you to feel like I wasn't laughing because I didn't think it was funny. I wasn't laughing because I didn't know.
Oh, shout out to the people that love Love is Blind.
Yeah. But Lovell's, Justice is Blind. So
yes.
Lovell's attorney sensationally claimed that he should not be vindicated for the affairs because vindicated. Wait, that can't be right. That sentence doesn't make sense. He should not be vindicated. No, he should be vindicated for the affairs.
Somebody probably a typo.
Yeah, all right. So anyway, because sex is no longer the unforgivable sin it once was.
But you're at work. You're at work. What about you at work?
You're also a judge.
Bailiff and your position of power. That shit matters.
A lot of your job is unforgiving people. That's kind of what you do. People break the laws and you be like, yeah, we still on that. Hey, Playboy, might be different around your neck of the woods, but around here, we got laws against this.
Right.
Pretty sure there's laws against fucking somebody on the goddamn table at your job.
I guarantee
in the courthouse, the people's table.
They're right. Taxpayers' money paid for this. They're not going to be cool with that.
He said, I don't just pound gavels, guys. Taking a pound town. They pointed to highly sexualized popular cultural references, including 50 Shades of Grey, Sex and the City, Marvin Gaye songs, and Allen Ginsberg poems. How is that a defense?
What the poems got to do with it?
So can I rob somebody, show up to court and be like, Your Honor, in all fairness, this is pretty common. Exhibit A, give me the loot, give me the loot. I'm a bad boy. Why would Biggie have made that if it's wrong to rob people?
No.
Robbing people is okay now. Play Exhibit B. Annie up, cap that fool. Annie up, kidnap that fool. Your Honor, to be honest, I didn't cap him or kidnap him. I actually think I deserve a little less time.
But nobody's buying this defense.
Lovell is an eccentric character who hit headlines in September when he opened fire at parked cars in Texas after a woman cut him off. He was still allowed to be a judge after that.
He opened fire with a gun? Was he in his robe too?
When reporters visited his house, he opened the door shirtless. Something like a character off of Justified. The second bailiff told investigators she was proud of the table they had sex on, adding, but not for that reason. Well, what reason are you proud of?
Because it's made of a good oak? I don't understand.
Right. She was like, I was getting wood and it was made of good wood. And honestly, the second bailiff was hired after the first one voluntarily resigned in 2011. She allegedly struck up a relationship with Lovell in July or August of 2023 that lasted until the fall. The state's court on the judiciary, the body that filed the ouster petition in late June, says the woman and Lovell frequently exchanged sexually explicit text messages and images with one another while they were both on the clock. Well, on the cock is what I always say.
Let me tell you how they found that out. Cause they both are on state issued phones, and the IT people need to go dig that shit up.
It also alleged that their text messages referenced their various sex acts with one another, including their encounter in the bailiff's office. Lovell, who was pictured with his wife outside the court in May,
he gonna be singing that song.
I'm sorry, I cheated 1,000 times.
Yes. I'm sorry I fucked two bailiffs in the office. Please forgive me, girl.
I'm a judge, but don't judge me. I'm doing a life sentence.
I might be pounding. But girl, don't leave me in the pound.
And the bailiff allegedly discussed deleting their texts with one another. He later did so on an unspecified date. The Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation says it has recovered these incriminating messages, which serve as the basis for the case against the embattled judge. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they can always recover them.
Yeah, because they also work phones.
Yeah, I was on the .gov.
Yeah, y'all was .edu.
In a dismissal petition from his defense attorneys, Lavelle neither admitted nor denied the lurid affair with the second bailiff, who has since resigned from her position. So the only people that resign are the women. And he's like, I'm keeping my job. Well, else I'm gonna get this much pussy. Okay, I got to keep coming to work. Mm-hmm. I'm not wearing drawers under this robe. Y'all crazy.
The shirt.
Y'all crazy. Y'all think I'm giving up this good job. He instead told the court that if the affair did happen, it was a private sexual relationship between consenting adults.
That it don't work.
It can't be private in the public fucking.
Yes.
You fucking in the people's court, dog.
You fucking on taxpayers' dime, my nigga.
Yeah, come on, buddy. Lavelle's lawyers went on to argue that times have changed and sex isn't something that should be stigmatized unless it's by two gay people. Then they getting the book thrown at them. That's sodomy. For nearly a century's jurisprudence has expanded the rights of the individual to engage in private sexual conduct privately and without fear of government intrusion. Paralleling these developments in jurisprudence has been the public perception that sex is no longer the unforgivable sin it once was, his lawyers wrote. Yeah, tell that to the Supreme Court.
All right.
They went on to reference examples of sex-positive media. This is crazy. That has
nothing to do with the fuck y'all did.
He was like, listen, I listened to the Dog Pound album, and what I'm doing is actually pretty fucking tame.
Did he bring up Sexy Red too? The fuck is happening?
In the same court, Lavelle's attorneys contend that the goal of the state is to humiliate him to the point where he'll voluntarily resign.
Yes.
They also claim that the true reason his dismissal was being pushed is because of the alleged road rage incidents he was involved in and a separate incident where he's accused of shooting up his brother-in-law's ranch.
Nigga! How are you still on the bench? Nobody was like, you are not qualified for this job.
I like that their defense is two other things he should also be fired for.
Right.
They're like,
any other job that'd have been like, get the fuck out of here.
This isn't about him fucking his underlings at work, guys. Okay. This is about him shooting up cars on the road and his brother's house. So let's be honest, guys. Let's be honest while we're really here. Okay. While driving in Austin in September 2023, he was arrested after authorities say he recklessly opened fire on 8 parked vehicles, crashing into at least one of them. Oh my God.
Showed up to work the next day like nothing was wrong.
She said the woman whose car was hit said he slammed into her rear bumper, which led them to have an argument. He then allegedly intentionally hit the woman's car a second time and attempted to push her vehicle into oncoming traffic. He denied that any of the collisions were intentional, but told police he believed the woman had cut him off in traffic. Lavelle was then indicted for another drive-by shooting that occurred months before his brother-in-law's home. Kenneth Marks, the judge's brother-in-law, said his son spotted an unfamiliar car outside of their home February 12, 2023. Out here in the country, if you see an unfamiliar vehicle, you notice. He stepped to another window to see if it was driving in, and that's when the shots were fired. The volley of gunfire hit a wall, a window, and the oven. He said the bullets just barely missed his son. Lavelle hasn't presided over a case since September 2023 when he was arrested for the incident in Austin. His ouster trial is scheduled to kick off December 2nd. They asked prosecutors are asking he be removed from office before his trial based on undisputed evidence that he lied through the course of the investigation. The court will consider this on September 12th. Karen, guess the race of
what?
Mm-hmm. Yes, guess the race of Mr. What is his first name? Brian Lavelle.
Brian Lavelle.
Shout out to his wife staying with him, sticking beside him.
Oh. That money must be nice.
That's a good man, Savannah.
Oh, that dick must be good.
I guess so. He was giving them the wood on the bailiffs even sounded okay with it. So maybe he just out there laying the gavel down.
Apparently so, giving everybody the magic stick. I'm going to go white.
Okay. Let's check the chat room. I got the gavel stick. A wife and 2 BMs. Wife, but big up for a Ginsburg reference. No black man could get away with this. So going with white. White, got the entire fuck out. Get the entire fuck out of here. You're gonna lose your job. That's not a race. Walter Goggins should play him in a series. White. People's Court. White behavior. All rise for the honorable judge. Trifling black.
Oh, it says the white is the white people underneath that statement.
What statement?
Oh, get the fuck out of here. You're gonna lose your job. Then it says the whitest of the white.
Oh, I can't see it on my screen, so it's probably just an error on my side.
Oh, no problem.
I feel this is not black excellence. White. Some backwoods hick history. White. The correct answer is white. I think a couple people might have missed it. And that's him with his wife walking into the courthouse.
Oof.
That's him.
It was just too many times where I was like, you came back to work.
That's his mug shot. This is his judge shot. Then we get into when they came out to his house to ask him about the road rage incident where he opened the door with no shirt on.
Oh, he was wilding for real.
Yeah, that's his brother-in-law whose house he shot at allegedly. So yeah, he's a wild boy. So let's go to the next one. Ohio woman, 27, killed and ate a cat.
Oh, don't fuck with cats. Apparently she didn't watch that documentary.
Yeah, she eating that pussy. An Ohio woman stomped she stomped a cat to death before eating the animal. She killed a cat by stomping on her head. Her name is Alexis Farrell.
Oh, kitty.
Yeah, Alexis, or maybe it's Alexis Farrell. She did it outside of a public housing complex in Canton where she resides. Police responded to the disturbing incident for late Friday evening. It was witnessed by multiple individuals. They found her squatting next to the dead feline. She had blood on her feet and hands and fur on her lips. Oh, no. Fur on your lips. Oh, not unless it's like a 1970s porno. That's not supposed to happen. Court filings do not reveal who owned the cat. She was arrested on several felony and misdemeanor counts and booked in the county jail. She's been held in lieu of $100,000. She's scheduled for an August 26th preliminary hearing. Her record includes multiple convictions, as well as a 2023 felony conviction for child endangerment, for which she was sentenced to 3 years probation. She was sued for eviction earlier this year by Stark County Housing Authority, but that case was subsequently dropped by the plaintiff. Guess the race.
Black.
Karen's going with black for Alexis Farrell. Let's check the chat room and see what
people have the last name of Farrell too.
Oh yeah. That's a good point. Yeah.
What a last name.
Yeah. Let's see. She Farrell, all right. White, black people would have fried that cat. White people love animals. Black, white. So there's a mix between white and black on this one. The correct answer is Karen. You said black.
Mm-hmm.
You got it right. Many of you said white.
The thing that was critical was they described where she stayed, and they were talking about the housing authority. Now, if they just said trailer park or something like that, I probably would have went more white. But for the fact that they was like, the structure and how they was describing, I was like, oh yeah, this sounds like somewhere where a lot of black people stay.
Oh yeah, you got in your racist bag for that one.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Are you racist? How can I be racist about anybody or anything in my life? How can I?
Call them niggas. Just call them niggas.
It's time to
Gold chains, fried chicken, biscuit eating, monkey eating, baboon, big dive, fast running, high jumping, spear chucking, 360-degree basketball.
Someone said, D said, do you send her to jail or a hospital? I'm gonna go with a facility, if you know what I'm saying, fam. I think she facility bound. Okay.
Yeah, something off.
Raviola, a la battery rap filed in sibling beef. When police arrived at the residence, evidence of the Ravioli attack was splattered on the victim, according to the arrest report. In the latest food attack plaguing the U.S.,
they love wasting food,
don't they? A 21-year-old woman, angry that her sister would not share grub she brought home, was arrested on a Ravioli a la battery charge.
Was the chef boy ID?
I guess so. She was serving them hands. Cops say Nakia Davis got mad at her blood-related sister after the victim did not allow the defendant to have any of the food she delivered to the pair's Florida home. The Myth sisters, cops allege, retaliated by throwing a plate of ravioli at her sibling. When a patrolman arrived, they said the victim had sauce from ravioli still on her. Davis reportedly admitted to the ravioli tossing, which was witnessed by the victim's boyfriend. Charged with domestic battery, a misdemeanor. She spent a night in jail before being released Friday afternoon on her own recognizance. A judge ordered her to have no contact with her sister. She's like, okay, but can I still throw food at her? That's not contact.
I know you
technically the food
cannot.
contacting her. The arrest report does not indicate what kind of ravioli was used in the alleged attack or whether the pasta was coated in tomato, pesto, cheese, or butter-based toppings.
Sound like somebody know their food.
I assume tomato sauce.
Me too.
Karen, guess the race of what's her name? Nakia Davis.
Black.
Karen's going with black for this ravioli ravager. Let's check the chat room, see what they believe. Man, for some reason, my chat, I think, is skipping over certain ones, but because it's not even showing you say guess the race in here. So I think it's messing up.
Okay.
Anyway, I'll try to do what I can, but if I miss some, guys, don't blame me. It's just my computer. Black, dangerously delicious black. Black says D. That's all I got on my side. That's all. Hasta la pasta black. Ain't no Italian. The key is what weak ass Wakandan black. Correct answer is black.
That's hilarious.
That's her there.
Oh yeah, they did that.
Yeah, she looked like she threw it. You know,
and meant to too.
I'm not gonna lie though. I can see a reason. Like, depending on how she was eating on that spaghetti, man, I can see it. It's like, you really just gonna have spaghetti delivery, the ravioli delivered, you not gonna give me none? And then she was probably smacking on it all in her face. Like,
you know she was.
Then you gotta do something. You gotta do something. Okay. All right, let's go to the last thing, of course, sword ratchetness. Where's my sword sound effect? Boom. The Valdosta police arrested an intoxicated man who had a sword and a gun.
Damn.
Yeah. There was a person banging on their front doors of this neighborhood around 11:50 p.m. August 9th. Officers arrived. They saw Dennis Lee Hall, 43 years of age, white. Hall was walking down the street drinking from a liquor bottle and carrying a sword. As officers
I'm assuming it's brown.
As the officers began to approach Hall, he threw the sword down. Officers observed a holster and a firearm laying on the ground behind him. Not far from the gun, they observed spent shell cases.
Oh, so he had already right there already been shooting.
He was out there Yosemite salmon.
Fruitin', tootin', ruckus, buckets, boom, boom.
Officers searched the area and could not find anyone that had been injured or any property that had been damaged by the gunshots.
You just shooting them at the ground and up in the air. Browns ain't shooting themselves because bullets come down.
Further evidence collected in the area connected Hall to the gunshots that were heard by the citizens. Hall was arrested and transported to the county jail. He was charged with reckless conduct, misdemeanor, public drunk misdemeanor, and discharge of a gun near a public highway misdemeanor. So there you go. Got him off the streets, though. That's what matters. Don't drink and sword and gun, guys. That's what I say. All right, y'all. That's it. Thanks for listening. Go and enjoy the rest of your evening. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll definitely do some white people news unless something crazy happens. Until then, I love you.
I love you too.
Mwah.